All right, so we've gone through all the different pieces to get us to that settlement table, and we are right there. We're right at the end. So we have that appraisal in, the mortgage commitment is in, you've done all the paperwork for your loan officer, we've gone through inspections, we've negotiated, and we are so close you can taste it. One final thing that we need to go through is what we call the final walkthrough. That final walkthrough is basically just a visual verification that that property is going to be transferred over to you in the same condition that we saw it when we first saw it. So we want to make sure that any fixtures, any appliances that were said that were going to be part of the transaction are part of it, and any personal property, junk, things along those lines are removed. We also want to make sure that a pipe didn't burst in the meantime, that there wasn't a fire at the home, somebody didn't have a big party right before settlement, and obviously that we're picking it up in what we call broom swept condition. So basically that it's clean, it's removed of any junk. It doesn't need to be immaculate. They don't need to hire professional cleaners to get it done. Sometimes sellers do, which is awesome when they do. But again, we just want to make sure that you're picking that home up how the contract is written, how we said that it was going to be done. Sometimes they might say, hey, we're going to leave the treadmill in the basement. And again, we just want to make sure that treadmill is left in the basement. We're saying, hey, they were going to take the chandelier in the kitchen, and that was part of the contract and agreed upon. And obviously, I mean, they're going to end up taking that. So there's no junk left in the home. The home's in the same condition that when we saw it. And obviously, there isn't any kind of other pieces of things that we need to rectify beforehand. Typically, I like to actually do that walkthrough the night before. I know a lot of agents will like to do it like literally right before settlement, but that doesn't usually, if there is a problem, that doesn't always give us a whole ton of time to do something about it. So typically if we're closing on a Thursday morning, on Wednesday night, we'll do that walkthrough, we'll meet up at the house and obviously go through and make sure it's in the same condition we are. But also a kind of a side note there, something that's very common, especially with first-time home buyers, is being scared. This is a big transaction. You're right at the end. You're like, oh my God, did I make the right choice? It is very normal to feel a little bit anxious, especially when you walk through a home that had a lot of furniture in when you first saw it. And all of a sudden it seemed very scary and very like empty and dead without any furniture or pictures or anything else in there. So just realize that's a normal emotion to feel, especially as a first-time home buyer that's never gone through this process before. And just lean on your agent. We're here for you know, we joke that we're sometimes therapists, but let us know how you feel. And again, we'll reassure you, and trust me, if you've gotten through this far and you haven't backed out or gotten too scared yet, you definitely go through that settlement table and get there. All happy things moving forward.